All right, men, welcome to today's episode of Strong Men, Strong Marriages, how to get rid of your to-do list. So look, if you're a guy who loves his to-do list, don't worry, this is not like getting rid of organizing your tasks, which is still an important thing to do. This is just how to stop being stressed out by your to-do list and actually get stuff done on your to-do list. So again, my name is Mike Frazier, MD. I'm a psychiatrist and marriage coach. I help high-achieving Christian men have more intimate marriages. So some wins from guys in my program, the Strong Men, Strong Marriages program. Guys are breaking free from pornography. Man, so cool the guys can do this. As you connect more with God, as you manage your emotions better and thoughts better, it becomes less of a temptation, less of an issue to view pornography. So cool to see guys do that, make that shift. Guys are spending private time with God and getting closer to Him. Look, this program relates about how to build great relationships with God, with yourself, with your wife, with your kids. The way we build relationships is by spending time with people. So you want to build a relationship with God, spend time with God through prayer, through being by yourself, through scripture study, right? Those things will bring you closer to God. Guys are laughing and joking together with their wives, bringing that fun and flirting back, which is so cool to see. Guys are having more physical touch, more intimacy, right? That's an important part of marriage, something that makes it fun and special. For me, my wife and I had really good intimate communication this week. Her sharing some things with me that she's been struggling with, me being able to share with her. We went to a really fun Christmas party, had a good time with my friends and work colleagues there. So it was a nice week, fun week for me. All right, so as a high achieving guy, right, you've got a lot to do. You've got your work, you've got marriage, you've got kids, you got family, you got things you want to learn, you got conferences to go to, you want to connect with God more. So it can feel really overwhelming, like there's just so much to do, not enough time to do it, right? You can also have this kind of just long list of to-dos. Oh, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to get that done. I want to write a book, I want to, go on a trip with my family, I want to go on a guy's trip with my brothers, okay? So what can happen is things can move into that like someday category. Oh yeah, someday I want to do a trip with my brothers. That's actually something that came up for me on a conference I went to this past week. But right now it's in that someday category, right? It's not anything else, and so it's probably not going to happen unless I do some of the stuff we're going to talk about today. So that's one thing that can happen. You have this long list of to-dos, but they just kind of get kicked to someday, or everything seems like it has to get done right now. Okay. And so that leads to stress and sometimes escape behavior. So if you've got 500 things on your to-do list, you can feel like, oh, well, there's too much to do, so I might as well not do it. And then you're watching Netflix and eating treats or turning to pornography or whatever, because it just feels like there's too much to do. And so you might as well not even do anything. So very common ways that things can go when you have this long to-do list. Either things move someday, they don't get done at all, or it seems like everything has to get done right now. Okay. And then, you get stressed out, you don't get anything done, you escape into other things. Okay. So what do you need to do instead? What's a better way to do this? Rather than having this to-do list that either nothing's get done or it seems so stressful that, you get one thing done and then there seems like 10 more and all that. So what you need to do instead, first of all, prioritize your life. Okay, there are lots of things we can do in this life, but we want to really understand what's most important to us, okay, and get those things done. All right. So this is from Stephen Covey. He talks about roles and goals as a good way to think about and define kind of what you want to do with your life. So for me, right, my most important roles are these. So my relationship with God, number one. My relationship with myself, next. Then my relationship with my wife, then my kids, then my other friends and family, and then my work. Those are kind of my main priorities right now for where I'm at in my life. So what this does, it helps you organize your time and your priorities, right? So when I look at how I'm spending my time, am I spending time to build that relationship with God? Am I taking care of myself physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually? Am I connecting with my wife and spending that time? Am I connecting with my kids and spending that time? Am I having time with friends and family? Am I focusing, on, my work, growing my work, reaching those goals, that kind of thing? So the title list is how to get rid of your to-do list. So it's not it is that, but it's not that. So you still want to keep track of things you want to do, right? So use whatever you want to use to do that, whether that's on your phone or writing out manually actually really helps. It can help you be a little bit creative and kind of jot things down. I like doing that and using a blue pen. I just did that today before I recorded this podcast for the stuff I needed to do. But then once a week, you want to look at all of those to-dos. Okay, so you've got your long list, look at it, and then you move them from your to-do list to your calendar. Okay. Here's why this is so powerful, right? So you've got 50 to-dos, right? So instead of saying, well, I've got to do all these all at once, or this is too many, I'm not going to do it at all, or I'm going to do this just someday, right? You say, no, I'm going to be disciplined and I'm going to take these things from to-do and put them on my calendar. Okay. So for example, today I knew I need to do this podcast, so I blocked out a time to do it. Right, and I'm on track right now. I'm on track for that, which is good. So then as you move them from your to-do list to your calendar, you delete them from your to-do list. Okay, so you really do get rid of your to-do list using this strategy. So now the tricky part, and this is where you build self-confidence, is by keeping your word, is just making sure you follow through, right? So you've got this scheduled for this time, you follow through on it, right? Okay, I need to do this day at this time. Like I need to, today I put on there, look at Christmas presents. Okay, so I have that scheduled for a certain time today. So I just have to follow through and do it, right? So what that does, right? It builds self-confidence. It takes things out of everything has to get done right now. It also moves things off of someday and gets them onto, okay, this is when I'm going to do that. So it's great. The other thing that's good about this is, right, you can look at your calendar and see if it matches your priorities. So if you look and you say, like I have no time scheduled to spend time with God, or I have no time scheduled with my kids, or I have no time scheduled with my wife, that kind of shows you, okay, like that's a problem, like if those are really my priorities, how come it's not showing up there? So that can be a little double check for you where you can say, okay, yeah, I do need to schedule in some more time. Now, look, I used to hate scheduling. I didn't believe in it. I never kept a calendar because I wanted quote unquote more freedom. But man, I'll tell you, doing it this way actually is way more freeing. It's way more productive. It's way less stressful. It seems stressful to me to kind of start keeping track of things on a calendar, but now that I do it, and I'm not perfect at it, I think this would be a good New Year's resolution for me, is to kind of make sure I'm doing this once a week like I'm asking you guys to do, or recommending that you guys do. Because yeah, it really does make just a big difference where you have that list and then you just pull it onto your calendar each week. So yeah, again, it moves everything stuff out of that now, so you're not thinking, oh, I gotta do this, and it's just like weighing on you. No, put it on your to-do list, and then have a time. I mean, maybe it's not even once a week, maybe it's once a day that you're just kind of pulling stuff out. Oh yeah, I need to do that tomorrow. Let me do it at this time. Okay. So again, just clears out your brain, clears out your to-do list, puts it on the calendar. So it frees up your brain to focus on one thing at a time and to focus on the most important things. And that's what's so powerful about this strategy. Okay. So it's the most effective form of planning and executing that I've found. Again, like I'm not perfect at this, but getting more consistent. And when I do it, I just get so much more done. I'm so much more productive. I feel so less stressed. So definitely recommend it as a way to organize your life, feel less stressed, get more done, and have it be consistent with your priorities. So in summary, as high achieving men, we have things that we want to accomplish. Okay, so step one, make sure you're clear on your priorities. Okay, what is most important to you? Is it that relationship with God? Is it that relationship with yourself? Is it that relationship with your wife? Okay, so then make sure you are doing that first, so you're not spending your time on stuff that doesn't really matter to you the most. Okay, there's always tons to do. Just make sure you're doing the most important stuff first. Okay. So then keep track of what you need to do. Do keep that to-do list, but then once a week, move things from that to-do list to your calendar. Okay. And then, so that's it. It's simple, but super powerful, super effective. So again, keep your to-do list, but once a week, pull it from your to-do list to your calendar and then follow through. Follow through on when it says to do your podcast, do your podcast. When it says to read your scriptures, read your scriptures. When it says to go on a date with your wife, go on a date with your wife, right? When it says to read a book, read a book. So yeah, that keeps you focused, keeps you at peace, and just gets rid of that to-do list. It really does, you don't have it anymore because now it's moved from to-do to this is when I'm going to do that. and then you follow through, right? So to do this, right, it requires spiritual strength. It requires spiritual strength because you need to organize your priorities. You also need to follow through on your commitments, which is builds self-confidence, takes character to do that, builds trust in yourself, which is self-confidence. Takes mental strength to kind of think through and keep that to-do list and then move it to your calendar. Takes emotional strength, to do it even when you don't feel like it. And, it says to shop for my family today, but man, I just don't want to do that. I want to just watch TV, right? But instead, you just do it anyway, right? Do it even when you don't feel like it. And that builds emotional strength. It builds resilience. It builds all kinds of good things. So if you want to build these strengths with us, come join us in Strong Men, Strong Marriages. Yeah, building these strengths makes you a stronger man. It helps you live a better life, helps you connect with God more, makes you more attractive to your wife, helps you build a better relationship with your kids. So if you want to come do that with us, come visit strongmen.io, join our email list, and join our program. Again, both those links are available at strongmen.io. We'd love to have you there and join with us in this really mission to be stronger men that are connected to God, and that creates stronger marriages, stronger families as a result of that. So, all right, again, visit strongmen.io. We'll see you there. There's also a link in the show notes. Stay strong in God, men, and we will see you next episode.